Today I want to share my top 5 singing hacks. So if you're interested in some really cool exercises that you can do that are going to help you hack into your voice or just figure out how to do some things easier, stay tuned. Hi and welcome to today's video. Just in case you don't know me yet, my name is Freya and I'm a professional singer and vocal coach from Germany. I've sung a lot of opera, Broadway, musical theater, jazz, pop, rock, performed all over the world pretty much, but there's one thing I've learned. If there's anything you can use to make your life easier and to make you feel something in singing, it's totally worth exploring. A lot of times it's hard to figure out how to do something in singing because you can't just open up and see like, there's your larynx and there's your pharynx, just lift it. Well, that's nice and dandy if I tell you to lift your soft palate, but it's like, how do I even operate these muscles, right? So these exercises are going to help you. Number 1 is the siren. The siren is a really cool tool to really explore your entire vocal range. It's also great for a quick warm-up, starting all the way on the bottom in your chest voice range and then going all the way to the top, however high you can go, whether it's just head voice or whistle register, going all the way through your entire range, not heavy, not crazy, but without overthinking. Ooh. What's really important is to really start on a closed ooh and then make it like a wow as a word. And the higher you get, the more you open up. That's how it actually works out when you sing also, especially when you start transitioning into your head voice. So woo, open. When you go high, so you let the sound out, you have lots of resonance, and then when you're lower, that's when you actually can do a more closed sound. So try out sirens. You can also stay on, a specific range. Woo! Woo! You can also try to just squeak whatever you can, just to kind of find, can my vocal cords actually produce higher pitches? Woo! 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 Whoa! 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 See, it also works when you just stay in chest voice. Just make sure you always stay supported. You don't just get too loud. Stay kind of light so that you don't damage your vocal cords. The second tip I have is to try over-enunciating. This will actually give you quick results when it comes to accuracy, just like the good kind of tension, like focus, and just support overall. See, when I'm singing and I'm not really enunciating, my resonance is not so good, and I tend to not breathe deeply, and I also tend to slouch a little bit, because my tension overall is like, it's a little blah. Now, if I try to over-enunciate, working really hard, you hear me singing, and even when I'm singing softly, I am working so hard to use my lips and my tongue and to breathe really deeply. Just the over-enunciation will help you with better resonance. Yes, it will help you with better resonance. Try to make it really harsh even. And if you think you're totally overdoing it, chances are you're totally not overdoing it. You probably are just now sounding good. But make sure you try to do it really the proper way, as if you were trying to work really hard to make someone understand who doesn't hear, someone who is deaf. So you're trying to make them read your lips. Here's what it does. Of course, when you try to be more intense, that continues on to different muscle groups. That means your breathing, your support, and then the enunciation part really helps you move your lips and your soft palate and opening your pharynx, which means you have better resonance almost automatically and immediately if you do it right. My third hack is the belt. Now, this is an exercise that actually comes out of my 7 Days to Perfect support. If you want to get the entire course, it's free and it's on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. You actually take a belt, inhale, Put it around your ribs, the top of your ribs, right below your chest right here. You can feel your ribs actually expand as you inhale and to go back in as you exhale. Just putting the belt around your ribs up here and trying to feel that expansion that you do in your ribs when you take a deep breath, and how that belt is gonna feel like there's a resistance. You're trying to go against that belt, and then when you're exhaling as you sing out, try not to collapse quickly, but keep that lifted sternum and the expanded ribs as long as you can. That is gonna take your support to the next level. And also it's gonna help you breathe so much deeper, because you actually can feel if you are taking a deep breath. Because normally we think like, didn't I just take the deepest breath ever? But a lot of times for my students, I see from the outside, I don't see any rib expansion. So if I see down, that's expansion. If I see nothing, that also means probably your support isn't as good as it could be. My fourth hack is the push. Now you could either use a wall or have someone help you. Here's the thing. You want to, of course, stay in good straight posture. You don't want to bend over. You want to keep your sternum nice and straight. But here's the thing. You can either, I'm going to use the piano now, probably not going to be able to push it away. Stand straight, and then when you want to sing that really high pitch, well, not gently, you really push, but you don't want to push with a sudden accent. You want to just push, and here's what happens when you push against something. You can also use a person. A person can stand behind you and push against you, and you try to push back so they can't push you over. Now what that does is it activates your middle, your core. In order for you to push something, I mean, have you tried to lift a heavy box and not use your ab muscles in your core? It doesn't really work. Then your whole body is like rubber, like you gotta engage. So if you push something away and then you try at the same time to sing your high pitch, that is such a challenge. I'm singing high. So as I relax my pitch, I also relax the push. Try it out. I promise it's gonna just make you aware of what you're capable of. And lastly, the straw. I happen to have one of these stainless steel straws because that's what we happen to use in our house. This helps you actually feel some resistance, also helps you support and a steady airstream. Now, of course, when you use a straw, there's only so much air that can fit through the straw. It's almost like it helps you economize your airstream, because if you blow through, there's a little hole and you can't really like this, right? That's a big hole. Now, when you do that, you can actually feel, okay, now when I really push with my core, it's like there's a resistance. If I actually wanted to imitate what it feels like to sing a really high, dense pitch, then I want to pinch it just a little bit. So put your finger on and like cover a little bit of it. See, the smaller the hole becomes, the smaller the opening where the air can escape, the more you're going to have to engage your core. Now this imitates the closure of your vocal cords. If you have good vocal cord closure for a high pitch, then you don't need a lot of air. It's basically almost exhaling nothing. When I'm singing really high, I had to go down because it literally feels like you're holding your breath, just because of the fact that when you have good vocal cord closure, it feels like you're keeping your air inside of your body, because no air goes out your body. So you can use the straw to imitate that, and you can also be more aware of, okay, I gotta engage that core. I'm actually using these muscles here to push against that resistance. Now, what you really also can do, you can use a bowl of water, use the straw, and blow into it, and check your airstream. So The bubbles will of course change depending on how much pressure you put in here. Like if I change the air pressure and the amount of air that comes through this, then the bubbles will show you. And the bubbles can be really a kind of a nice sensation of like, okay, there's yet another resistance. Try it out, and it's really fun to see and to kind of test out how can you have a nice steady airstream, not too much air, not huge bubbles, but nice, small, and even. That's what you want when you're singing. So that's it. Those were my 5 favorite singing hacks. Let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas. Have you worked with any of these before? I'd be interested to know. And if you want to get more free resources, check out my website, masteryourvoice.tv. There are tons of free resources for you. There's a 5-day belting challenge. There's a 7 days to perfect support. There's how to be truly great as a singer. It's a free video series. Check those out. And also, if you have not read my book yet, Master Your Voice, you can get it on Amazon. It's also available as an audiobook download on my website, masteryourvoice.tv. Now you have a wonderful day. I hope to see you next time. And until then, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing.
I must be